This is a love ray between you and the person that is on your mind. How are you feeling about this person? How are you feeling about this person? Seven of Wands. You're willing to jump through hoops for this person. You're willing to jump over mountains for this person. You're willing to do the work, basically. You have enough energy to do the work to get this person. How does your person feel about you? This person in your mind feeling about you? They're looking in how to make themselves jump into the future of you. They're looking at ways to involve you in their future. This is about turning the corner. This is about a new start. It's about kind of drifting away from the past and stepping forward into something new. It's turning your back on the past, basically, and going forward. So maybe this person is thinking about turning his or her back to the past to go forward. To you, you're willing to, cross boundaries, do whatever work is needed as well. So it looks like you both are kind of going towards each other in this fashion, like with your energies. So elaborate more on how you feel about this person. How are you feeling about this person? Another 7. And 7 of Swords now. There's a lot of changes happening for you. It's ups and downs. Like you like them, and then all of a sudden you find out something about them, and then you don't like them as much, or you like them a lot, and then you find out they have somebody already, and then you don't like them as much because you're just not into people with girlfriends or boyfriends. Something like that, where you're back and forth a lot, even though you're willing to do whatever work is needed, if this person also felt the same way, right? But on your side of things, you're kind of just like, I don't know if it's even right to think about this person, or even waste my time thinking about them, or wondering, or wishing, wanting, waiting, all that stuff, because whatever you found out about them, you don't particularly like. So you're kind of just trying to go into the future with, the good things pulled from it, and then leaving the negative things behind. You're more than willing to, though, that's for sure. So let's keep going with you. How do you feel about this person? How are you feeling about the person in your mind? How are you feeling about the person in your minds? The World. You want an ending. You want a beginning, a middle, and an ending. That's what you want with this person. You want the whole story. You want even the preface, you want you want the footnotes at the end. You want, everything. You see yourself with this person. You see that this person fits you really well, and you want the world with them. You think of them as the world, meaning like they fit a lot of the characteristics that you're looking for in somebody. It's also about like the end result of things in life. So it's kind of just like you're looking at this person and thinking like, yeah, I could definitely see them as my end result. That's for sure. And that's why you're willing to kind of jump, do what you need to do, or whatever it needs to happen, say, change in order to get where you want to go. That's why you're willing to jump, because you see them as the world. Even though you go back and forth with them, it's strange because it's like a pull and a push energy with them. You like them very much, you see them as the world, but then you go back and forth in your head about them because there's some kind of issue that's stopping you from just going all in. What's this issue about? What's this Seven of Swords about? What's the issue that you have with this person? What's the issue that you have with this person? Eight of Pence? They might already be building a foundation with somebody else. That's why you have an issue with them. They're already stacking pentacles with somebody else. So obviously that turns you off. That doesn't make you want to move forward with this person, because why? Why be the other person that never works out? And why meddle in other people's relationships? It's not fair to anybody. Especially if this person wasn't looking for it. We'll see your other person's side of things in a second, but see how they feel about you. But on your side, you're going back and forth. You love them, like, in a sense, you're like, yeah, I could see them at the end. I could see them long term. I'm willing to do whatever needs to happen in order to make this happen. But you go back and forth because they're building something already. They have their mind somewhere else, and that's just it's not attractive. It's just not even an option for you. It's just a waste of time. So, one more card on that. The Seven of Swords, what's going on? Okay, the Knight of Swords pops out. You just want to know some sort of the truth, if this person likes you. We'll try and clarify and see what happens, but I think you're just in a state of going back and forth about this person because they're already building without you. You're wondering if they want to build with you because you see them as the world, right? You're willing to jump through hoops, whatever you need to do the work, change jobs, change locations, do whatever you want, to make this happen, because you see that there at least there's a good chance of success with this person. So on one hand, you see them as a really good chance at success, and then on the other side of things, you just don't know if that is you just don't know the truth of what's really going on. I think you're confused about what this person is thinking about you. You go back and forth about that as well, because you get hints that this person might like you, but then on the other side, they're already taken, or then they act cold to you, or something like that, where it just goes back and forth. So it kind of leaves you in a state of wanting to know an answer, or just wanting to know what's up. What's up with this person? You know, are they just flirting? Do they actually like me? Is it just a game? Are they unsure? You know, so that makes you unsure. You know, it breeds more uncertainty. Uncertainty breeds more uncertainty. When we're left to our own device and we make up answers to things, we always think of the worst thing that could happen. So it just seems like you're kind of like in that sense of like, yes, I can see the best thing that can happen with this person, but I could also see it going wrong, or it's just wrong already. So why bother? You know, that's the kind of energy that I'm getting from you. You kind of like want to, you know, figure out this person and see like if there is something there. With the, you know, like the Knight of Swords is kind of like, I need to know some kind of answer here, you know, but we'll see. We'll see. Just to check the bottom of the deck right now. We got the Lovers. Just saying. All right. So, how does the person on your mind feel about you in this Six of Swords kind of way? They want to move forward. Oh, okay. The Moon. Page of Wands. So for one, they do want to move forward because we have the Six of Swords as their main card, meaning this is about floating into the future. It's about leaving the past and migrating towards better land, better. It could be actually be moving, or it could just be moving theoretically, spiritually. You know, there's some sort of movement in a new direction. It could be meaning that this person wants to move in a new direction with you. We have that floral symbol that I always talk about that means family. So this person is trying to figure out like a way to move towards you and maybe start something with you. The Moon, it's about kind of keeping things secret. This person is not saying a word because they might be in a relationship. If that is the case, how you were feeling and worrying, this person might actually be in some sort of commitment already, and that's why the Moon is here to say, yes, they think about you, yes, they wonder about you, you're on their mind, but they're not saying that to anybody at this time. The Page of Wands is here to say, like, yes, I am very attracted to this person, I'm very attracted to you. You could see how he's holding his staff, so you could see how he might be feeling about you at this time. Let's keep it like that. So basically, right now, I'm seeing that this person is very attracted to you. He's not saying a word. You are on his thoughts a lot right now. And he's trying to figure out, like, you know, try to get through this maze, you know, trying to figure out, how do I get through this maze, go from darkness to light, and start this family, or start this new connection, you know? If it's not family, it's connection for sure. So this person is looking at you in that way. They're very attracted to what they're seeing. There's a lot of things that this person is not saying out loud, not uncovering. Let's keep going, because the person on your mind, think about you. How are they thinking about you? What are they thinking about you? So this person has the Moon and the High Priestess coming out. This person is heavily, I don't want to say obsessed because we don't have the Devil here, but we have the Sun on the bottom of the deck. We have the High Priestess, the Moon, the Six of Swords and the Page of Wands. This person is really thinking hard about how to do this with you. They're really in their thoughts and also their feelings about you. This person is kind of overwhelmed by their feelings, but they know that it's kind of undeniable, and they kind of want to go forward and explore this new land, this new opportunity, this new experience. That is undeniable to them. Their feelings don't lie, your body doesn't lie. And this Page of Wands is very intrigued, let's say. So you're kind of coming from a fashion of like, I need to know answers. What is going on here? I'm really into you. And this person's like, wow, I have a flood of emotions right now. I'm trying to work through my thoughts. I'm not going to say anything. This is like double confirmation of like not saying anything. With the moon and the high priestess, it's kind of just like they're in their feelings, without a doubt. They're in their thoughts, and they're also trying to like tap into their intuition on what to do. Is this right? Is this right to be feeling? You know, they have this undeniable feeling with you, but if they're in a relationship, they might be kind of morally going over like, should I be thinking about someone else this much? Why do I feel so much for this other person? You know, there's something like that. They're just trying to like work through how they're feeling about you because they're overwhelmed. And with the sun on the bottom, they're truly flabbergasted by just your presence, how you make them feel. You might have just met each other very swiftly, let's say, and they're just kind of overtaken. They were overtaken by you, and they're trying to work through it all now. It's kind of like the ripple effect. You know, you throw something in a still pond, and then like the ripples happen for a while. It's kind of like that I'm seeing, of just someone trying to like work through all these feelings. All of a sudden they got it, you know, they caught the feels real hard. And with the sun, they're just like, whoa, this is more than I've ever thought I could ever see in one person. They're kind of like taken back, and then also just wondering how that even happened. Like, how does this even happen? It's kind of like everything that I've wanted, it wrapped in one person, but I'm already with someone that I thought that I wanted, and now I'm kind of in this dilemma. This person is truly in their feelings about you. Oh my goodness. You have someone smitten, like absolutely smitten over you. This person is impressed by you. This person is turned on by you. They're in their feelings about you. They're trying to work out their intuition on what to do next. They are also looking at you as the Queen of Cups, kind of just like love. They're kind of like love at first sight with you. Something that you did, something maybe you don't even know what you did, but you could have just showed up. You could have just been yourself. You could have just existed in front of this person, and this person is just like, how did this being come in front of me? How did this happen? I had no idea that my dreams, my wildest dreams, could come true. You know, he's kind of like, truly kind of like in love already, in lust, in love, in intrigue, and he's already kind of like working out the maze on what do I do now with all this? How do I handle all this, and what do I do? Like he knows what he wants to do. Now he's trying to figure out if it's the right thing, what should be done, how should it be done. You know, that's that maze, you know, trying to figure out the next steps going forward. Though they are thinking about going forward and kind of leaving the past behind. So if that means a relationship or a lifestyle, or just, you know, theoretically of just leaving singlehood behind, it can mean that too. Whatever it means of whatever person you're thinking of, this is a collective reading, so, you're going to take it as it comes. Let's pull a couple more cards between the two of you now. What's this energy between you two? It looks like you're both looking at each other with wide eyes. You both kind of look at each other like the world, like he's completely smitten with you. That is undeniable on this side. This is like, oh my God, love. And you're kind of like, I'll do anything for you. I see a light with you, but I'm a little wary about what I should do with you, So you're a little bit more like questionable. You're questioning this person a little bit more than this person is about you. Let's grab a few more cards just to see what else pops out. The energy between you two. The 10 of Wands. The energy between you two. Five of Swords. What's the energy between you two? Okay. So we have the Fool. We have the 10 of Wands, and we also have the 5 of Swords. So these cards kind of signify that there is going to be change. There's going to be a change in a couple things here, that where you're going to be put back in the Fool energy of life, which is starting fresh, starting something new, So that could mean something really good if I'm reading the energy between you two, meaning, it's going to be new territory for you both. You won't have to do things alone. You'll be able to depend on each other and not carry the weight yourself. With the 10 of Wands, it's about like overworking, the workaholic, someone that kind of just does it themselves and doesn't let anyone help them. I think, that's also an ending to that kind of way of life and way of thinking, way of doing things. The 5 of Swords is kind of harsh too, but it's also like a change in the way you're thinking about life, a change in the way that you think about each other. There might be some sort of, big change here that's going to like set the bar at a different level, and also your mindset differently on how you think about each other, how you go about life together. If you do link up, and it's all new. So this is kind of saying that there might be a chance at a new start with this person. It's not going to be easy all the time. The 10 of Wands is saying like, there's going to be some work involved here, and it might feel like a lot of work sometimes. Especially getting to know someone, it could feel just like a research project. You're constantly figuring people out. You're trying to figure out their quirks. What red flags do they have? Because everyone has them. Are there exes lurking? Are there some things that you should know about their family or their friends that are gonna, come into play with your relationship or affect it? Do they have habits that you weren't aware of? This is all like full energy, but it's like optimistic, right? So it's like, oh, this is all new. I'm so excited to kind of just stumble into this, right? It'll be the end of working so hard yourself. You'll have a teammate. But there'll also be a change in the way that you think about each other, or yeah, once you learn about anybody, like your thought processes change, with if it's someone that you're dating or even just a friend. So it's kind of just like, once you get to know this person and link up, you're both are going to be optimistic with one another. There will be some work involved, but it's going to be fun work because you're going to like each other. Like, that's not really work, it's just growth at that point, right? This person is truly enthralled with you already, even if you both are not connected right now. Anything else between the energy between you two right now? What else? Our cards for the energy between you two. The Nine of Pentacles. I think you'll be able to really succeed with this person on a level of true loyalty, commitment, stability, creating a foundation together. When two people are in on the deal, right, and they're both in agreement with what they want out of life, out of each other, out of a relationship, out of family, whatever. It could be a similar goal. It could be a similar goal regarding work, career, lifestyle. It could also mean that, when you put your heads together and you kind of figure out your sweet spot with one another, you'll have this understanding that will be different, that will give you a sense of stability like you haven't felt before. This will let you erase the issues of what you have in your mind about, whatever you're worrying about this person with, going back and forth about. I think you'll be able to smooth out the issues of that and really come into a sense of security, of balance, of just knowing one another well. And when you really kind of, date someone for more than a year, right? You go through the honeymoon phase, the flood of hormones that pump through your body, like hitting your brain like cocaine does, literally. You get to a point then where you get to the annoying phase, right? Where everything, you learn little things about your person that start to annoy you. You really get to know them then. You get the person, the hormones kind of wear off, and now you're in real life again. And then you see the real person. You see their quirks. You see their downsides. Before, you just had rose-colored glasses on, and now you're seeing the real person, the real deal. Once you get to that phase, and then you can still get through that annoying period where you're just like, this person annoys me sometimes, or whatever, right? It doesn't even have to be that big, but everyone goes through it. It's just getting to know a human being. You'll get to know them well. And then after that, true love develops. That's where real love develops, and real stability and loyalty, because then after you've been with your person through the highs of the highs and then also the lows, you learn that you can get through anything with this person and still love them and still want to be with them, still want to see them, talk to them, hug them, kiss them, at the end of the day, even after they've annoyed you or grossed you out or whatever it is. That's true love at that point. You love the whole being. It's not just the good things, it's the whole person. And that brings a sense of stability and almost like just kind of like a deep breath to you, where you can just take a deep breath in and relax knowing that you have your person. So this is turning into a really beautiful love story between two people. He's love at first sight with you. You're also like, I'll do anything. I'm into it, but I'm a little unsure as well. But it kind of works out. It seems like in the future with this person, there will be some things uncovered, some change in lifestyle, a new chance at being a fool at love, which is, if you're going to be a fool, you must be a fool in love, I'm telling you. So, is there anything else we need to know here? Do we need to ask anything else about this connection? It seems really good. And timing? Is there any kind of timing involved? Anything else we need to know, like on timing? Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Timing. Anything else? One more card. Okay. And the Magician. It's in the works. I think it's in the works. This person is really trying to figure out their maze of life, their own personal issues, or maybe not issues, just situation. It seems like with the Queen of Wands and the Magician, it's just a lot of energy of getting what you want and manifesting it, but being able to be successful with it. With the Queen of Wands, it's kind of like, yeah, the Magician is doing his magic, and look what he's created, the Queen of Wands. So it's kind of just like leveling up and really getting it. It doesn't say anything about timing because tarot doesn't really do that, but I just wanted to see if there's any sort of other energy that popped out with it. The Hierophant. It's the Magician, Queen of Wands, Hierophant. I'm thinking like, okay, well, I don't know about timing, but it looks like there is some sort of definite permanent relationship that could be happening, or a traditional relationship, something that is traditional, something that is known, you know. It's kind of like, if it's not traditional marriage, it's just like a traditional relationship of kind of going all the way, yeah, with the world. It's really good energy it turns into. So whoever you're thinking of is thinking about you, definitely, and they're probably even thinking more than what you even know about you. One oracle, please. What's the oracle have to say about this connection? Whoa. Close your dusty wings so you can fly more freely. I think at this time, you know, while you're like figuring things out, while, you know, the world is doing its thing on your behalf, while your person is trying to figure out his maze on what to do, you know, what you should be doing is kind of cleaning out things. What does that actually, it could mean physically, where you're just kind of cleaning up your home life, organizing things, throwing out things that don't really serve you anymore, or even just old clothes, just things that you don't even use, kind of getting rid of clutter. It could also mean that internally as well, with your emotions and your thoughts, getting rid of cluttering thoughts, bad emotions, negative feelings, you know, just worrisome thoughts, all these things that are negative